Yo, Born. Show them how we do this, man. BTBTV. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. BTB TV. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Right.
Official boss C.
Yo.
Please, Quinn.
John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like halitosis. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My ones on overload, say you overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The okie doke, we don't go for that. All she wrote, another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the folks who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to their life movie, curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666. The devil on his shoulder won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force, blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds, that's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss, we can hit the target with our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting to they like movie, curtain closed. Yeah, BTBTV. It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get 'em. Let's get 'em. Kaz, we up in here, man. Hood famous.
Yo, my bro, what's good?
What's up, bro? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm about to I'm about to show you some love real quick, man. Put your shit out there real quick.
Edom will stand up.
Yeah.
BX stand up. Mount Vernon stand up. Stand up. It's the end of days.
Let's go.
The end of days. The end of days. What time is it? I'm looking at my Gucci. It's about that time for my fucking force to ignite a rhyme. I heard you was out there snitching on crimes, and when I catch you, choke. Your ass is mine.
Choke, no joke, chicky choke, no joke.
You went to Brooklyn,
got your chicky jaw broke.
The homies called you up and asked you who they want to shoot. You said, nah, dog, and filed a lawsuit. Although I can't label you a snitch for doing that. You's a certified bitch and a rat.
Official Boss City salute.
Ass bitch.
Checking my revival, it's about that time for my fucking force to ignite the rock. I know you was out there snitching on, and when I catch you, choke your ass.
That's Johnnie Bunting Jr. The one that choked on
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yo, that's Prince, New Jersey, bro. Johnnie Bunting, that's the Prince, New Jersey. Chris Don.
I put your monkey ass on the get.
Hey, peace, bro. How you feeling?
Good.
I'm good, bro.
Get 'em.
That's the first song you hear playing every time I start my video.
heart
Chris
of the motherfucking game allows G's to testify and keep a thorough name. You went to the grand jury and showed up at trial. Pointed me out in open court like snitching wasn't style. You's a fucking rat.
Snitch ass bitch.
You's a fucking rat. Snitch ass bitch.
You's a rat because
I got my girl watching.
And if I squash a rodent ass, that'd be pesticide.
Peace, sister law. I see you.
Get 'em.
Check them out on viral, it's about that time for mighty fucking force to ignite the rhyme. I know you was out there snitching on crime, and when I catch you choke, your ass is mine. I checked with the experts to find your net worth, and found out your worth less than fucking wet dirt. It says that you're worth less than 25K. I know 25 ways to make 25K. I'll probably make your net worth in 25 days.
Hey. Hey.
I drive a GL550. I once was your hero. I rock mink coats, cashmere, and step in Killer Bee. So why would I ask you for shit? Nigga, please. Oh gosh. In the days, use a cherry, lemon, water, melon.
Everybody, what's going on, man?
Yeah. What up, bro? Peace.
That's Person New Jersey. Chris Down, BTBTV, bro. He rap too, man. He got his own record label, all that.
Yeah, bro. How you feeling, brother?
I feel like it's hard. Like, do they have shit like made like that?
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Like even when you're over there.
So we want to talk about tonight real quick. We want to get a Queen Elizabeth. How y'all feel about her passing?
You know, like if I look at a picture, I'll be like,
honestly,
I want that.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Be honest.
It has no effect on me, none.
Yo, serpents always supposed to pass, bro. She was a serpent.
They got it done because like the other nigga was like.
I did a little research because I knew that several countries accepted her as queen. I knew Canada, I knew Jamaica, but there's a whole lot of countries that bow down to her. And I'm using that as a term because they consider her their queen.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know if they did anything for those countries other than conquered them one time or another. But, you know, most of all of us right here and anybody that's probably watching, she was queen while we were alive. Now, has she done anything for these people? I can't tell you anything. Somebody else will have to chime in and say what she has done because I don't know.
Well, I know one thing. I know that she was the one. Well, she was the one that had Princess Diana killed. I put that all on her. That was a hit. That was a hit on Princess Diana because she was fucking with a sand nigga.
She was doing what?
Princess Diana. She got caught out there. The dude was either a sand nigga or he was Greek. You know, Greeks are dark like us.
Right.
Yo, I'm about to mute your mic, bro. It was sad niggas or either it was a Greek, and you know the Greeks are dark complected like us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Queen Elizabeth, she was a straight savage. Yo. Straight savage.
Yeah, I had to get away from everybody.
She was a straight savage. She didn't give a fuck about blacks. Only thing she cared about was England. British. You know what I'm saying? She didn't care about us, yo. She got mad because Sam Cooke didn't show up to one of her shows. Didn't show up to perform for her when he was in England. She got mad and shit. They tried to ban Sam Cooke from England back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to perform for her because there was no black people there. He was about his people. He loved the blacks. He loved the original people like we do.
See me
Hold on, what's up?
computer and get off my phone.
What you say?
I'm gonna log on my computer, then I'm gonna get off my phone. So you're gonna
All
see
right.
me for a second.
All right, cool. Yo, Kristal.
Yo, I should be good now. Everybody was outside. Right when I came out there, niggas must start coming over there near me.
Yeah. Well,
How I
I was saying,
sound? Do I
yeah.
sound all right?
So what you, yo, Kristal, what you were saying about Queen Elizabeth earlier? What you heard about it?
Oh, I heard she was a shapeshifter, a reptilian. Yeah, some type of shapeshifter reptilian that I don't know if y'all ever heard of that bloodline, but it's an actual bloodline. But that's what I heard through the grapevine.
Yeah, I heard something like that in the past, you know what I'm saying? But I never really did the knowledge to it because I don't respect these devils, bro. I never had love for these devils. I don't respect these
Yeah, I feel
devils.
you.
I the true love of a black man is God, you know what I'm saying? The true love of a black woman is the earth, and we deal with that, you know what I'm saying? I don't deal with all that mystery shit, man. Your force.
Yes.
Let me ask you something, bro.
I'm
What's the
listening.
first thing you ever heard about Queen Elizabeth? You believe she's a racist?
Nah, the first thing I heard was just Queen of England. The first thing I heard was just basics, that she's the Queen of England. I've heard more of Prince Charles when I was younger. You know, Prince
Me
Charles this,
too.
Prince Charles that, and then Princess Diana
Yeah.
took over the spotlight from everybody
She definitely did.
until her death. She was like the queen, so to speak. She had the most notoriety of everyone.
Yes, she did.
But as far as, oh, the queen was doing this or she's doing this, I didn't hear nothing either way. I didn't hear if she doing overly good things or she's doing overtly bad things. I just, Queen of England, old lady, it's up in England, drinking tea. I don't know.
Yo, you heard me, Kristal? The phone breaking up, bro.
All right.
All right, you back? All right, you good now?
Okay.
I don't know. I came on at a weird time tonight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get more people in here before we really get into the cake of things. You know what I'm saying? But yo, let me put something about Queen Elizabeth, man, real quick. Let's see if we can get on her real quick because I don't believe she likes black people at all. You know what I'm saying? For some reason.
Yeah, I don't think she did. I don't think she did at all.
Did she have any black people employed? Like,
Her granddaughter law was black.
yeah, but that has nothing to do with her. She didn't pick it.
Yeah, she ain't like her anyway. She ain't really like her anyway.
Nah, she definitely ain't like her.
Yeah, it was a whole thing going on between that whole situation, man. When he was about to marry her, a lot of them didn't like it.
Well, that this regular Europeans, like they want to keep themselves as the face, and that's royalty too. So they didn't want nothing that looked like us being recognized as royalty, even if it's just attached to royalty. You see how Princess Di was just a wife, but her thing took on a life of its own. So imagine a black woman getting that popular. It's like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
they ain't like that shit at all.
Nah.
But do you know how many countries they that recognize her as their queen? Australia, Canada, Jamaica. I was looking before, like about a half hour ago. I put it in my phone, and I was amazed at all what I saw. Like Australia, Canada, I said those. Belize.
Oil arrived in London. As it swept up to Buckingham Palace, the limousine halted at the gates. The Queen and Prince Philip got out.
Yeah, it's a couple of them. Yeah.
New Zealand.
Extremely nervous because she could feel the hostility.
707 Napa, California.
It was so by
in
the
the
time
building.
you've come,
Momo
they can
B12.
hear an awful lot of things that the crowd say.
Queen.
And then I think a woman actually gave her a bunch of flowers.
Fair use.
Would you like me to place it for you? And the woman said, no, ma'am, it's for you.
St. Kitts and Nevis.
And that sort of broke the ice. It was that moment. And I think suddenly people saw her. Instead of feeling awkwardly and angry,
heard that.
they suddenly thought, my goodness, this is a grandmother and she's got to
Solomon Islands.
with all this.
You said Jamaica?
Yeah, Jamaica, yeah.
Wow.
Tuvalu, I never even heard of that. In United Kingdom, of course.
Queen Elizabeth will speak publicly today about the death of Diana, Princess of Wales. Joining me from London is NPR's Michael Goldfarb to talk about the extraordinary move by the Queen to speak to her subjects. Any idea what she will say today?
It will be a very carefully crafted speech.
Last Sunday's dreadful news. We've seen throughout Britain and around the world.
Come back in.
An overwhelming expression of sadness. Diana's death.
Real bad, bro.
So what I say to you now, as your queen and as a grandmother, I say from my heart. First, I want to pay tribute to Diana myself.
Okay, devil is gone.
She was an exceptional and gifted human being. In good times and bad, she never lost her capacity to smile and laugh, nor to inspire others with her warmth and kindness. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others. I hope that tomorrow we can all, wherever we are, join in expressing our grief at Diana's loss and gratitude for her all too short life.
I thought she said everything she should have said. Can't think of anything that she left out at all. I think it's completely appropriate.
I'm gonna do a search. While y'all doing this, I'm gonna do a search and see if I can find what she has done for black people. Maybe Google could tell me, because I don't know.
I would like to know. I would really like to know.
Elizabeth II's eldest son and heir to the throne, Prince Charles, marries the 20-year-old Lady Diana Spencer. And it's immediately clear that the Queen has gained a very special new member of her family.
The whole world was transfixed by this dazzling young woman coming in, livening up, frankly, the slightly boring old British monarchy.
It's a huge moment in society. The wedding, it's gigantic. It's much bigger than the Queen's wedding. The millions and millions watching it. The millions of girls getting married in exactly the same.
But you know what? I'm looking at that shit, yo. Queen Elizabeth, she was a hater, yo. Yo, Princess Diana got killed in that car accident, yo. Queen Elizabeth didn't give a motherfuck, bro. She was like, she said the right things, but what she was talking about, it was like, yo, you fucking
her demeanor. Yeah. She ain't care.
Crazy. Her demeanor was crazy, but for real.
She danced with Ghana's president in 1961. She did a tour in Africa and danced with the president. I guess that was their way of saying, we're going to come to Africa and take your money and your gold.
Yo, Jimmy Kimmel, he about to talk about it right now. Yo, we about to get real. Yo, official boss city, yes, the devil was
he about to go in.
Jimmy, I want to hear what Jimmy Kimmel got to say about this shit, because Jimmy Kimmel, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of a sad day for our friends across the pond and around the world, really. Queen Elizabeth passed away at the age of 96 today. I hope you're not just finding out
that old bitch lived a long time.
She was the queen for 70 years, longer than any in British history. Put it in perspective for America.
She had the longest run. Yeah.
Dinner died here.
Yeah.
So
hold on, let me ask you a question.
England's rock, and we don't have a rock.
So that,
the closest thing.
So since she died, did that make Prince Charles the king now?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prince Charles finally got his stay now.
And with his luck, he'll be dead next month.
And his son gonna take over.
Nah, real talk, bro. Real talk. Real talk, bro. That's real though. I don't think they want this. I don't think they want him in there.
No.
They gonna off his ass, yo. He married Princess Diana. They gonna off that nigga. He gonna be desperate there, yo. Yo, you see,
yo, man.
Prince Charles got some ugly ass kids, bro.
I ain't never even seen him.
You never see his sons? Them niggas ears like this.
Nah,
big,
I never saw him.
Them niggas got Dumbo ears.
Yo.
How wealthy is the royal
How many kids
family?
he got?
He only got two. He only got the two by Diana.
They're worth $28 billion.
Okay, all right.
$28 billion?
That's what it says. Forbes put the headline value of his holdings at $28 billion for the royal family.
Wow.
$28 billion. That's a lot of motherfucking money. Let me get 10% of that, yo. I'll be happy.
Right.
28 billion, what's that, 200? What's that, 280 million? Give me 10% of that 28 billion, yo. I'll be happy to motherfucker.
Yeah, but Queen Elizabeth, I mean, it only says that she herself was worth $500 million. And that's going to go to King Charles. Of $500 million. So there's some people in there holding money that they want to keep themselves nameless.
Yo, that's crazy, yo.
Damn. 28 million. 28 billion.
Yeah, but this is me looking up history. King Charles, I guess that was her father, encouraged the expansion of the slave trade, or grandfather. He granted a charter to a group of men, the Royal Adventurers, who later became the Royal African. Anyway, basically, they stole the Royal African Company, RAC. The King and the Duke of York backed this enterprise by investing private funds. The charter stated that the company had the whole, entire, and only trade for buying and selling, bartering, and exchanging Negroes. slaves, goods, wares. So the royal family was basically built off slavery, and they had a bunch of countries that had black people considering her queen when she was the
princess.
No, but she was heir. You know, she was in a family bloodline of slave traders. And I'm talking about kingpin slave traders. Like they was the man. So they made a whole lot of money off us. And I'm not gonna sit here and say, I'm not gonna sit here and kick dirt on her. They already gonna put dirt on her. But
yeah,
like I said, I had no reason to bow down to her. You know, she was just an old lady,
right?
I saw on a video or two here or there. I knew she was a queen of something. But
yeah, that old bitch like a crow.
I don't think Jimmy Kimmel would say that.
What happened?
You know how you know people die. They want to say all the good stuff about them, and it's not like she had a slave, but she could have gave some of that money back if she really, you know, spread some of that wealth.
Yeah, facts.
Right.
I guess she felt when she spread wealth, she let her grandson marry the black bitch.
Yeah, what's that going to do?
Bad witch. The bad witch.
They said the family's worth $28 billion, but she's only worth $500 million. So the rest of that money
come from?
Is, I don't know. Stolen wealth.
That's a lot of money, yo. Unaccounted for.
Yeah. Her crown and the jewels and all that stuff is probably worth a whole lot of cake.
Her crowns of jewels, they probably worth about a few $100 million. Yo, I need to take some of that money, yo.
She probably gonna get buried.
Huh?
No tears from me.
You said you gonna probably get buried with it, nigga? I'm gonna dig her ass up and take that shit, nigga.
Yes, they
probably put her in
the they probably gonna bury her with some jewels. Yeah,
a mausoleum. They probably put her in a mausoleum.
Facts.
I don't see them just throwing her in the ground.
Yo, let's talk about what happened on Labor Day. Labor Day weekend, man. The Labor Day weekend in Chicago on that shit, man. Chicago,
damn.
DC, all them murders, yo.
Damn, yo, a lot, man. Crazy, bro.
Well, I'm clueless. I don't watch the news, and I barely. I heard some things happen, but I don't. You have to give me details.
We're about to go into. We better go into it.
A lot of killing. A lot of killing.
There was a lot of killing, yo.
Black on black?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it's the neighborhoods you said, the areas. Yeah.
Hold on, what's that? Yeah, hold on. Yo, the Labor Day murders, man. Hold on, let me pull it up for you. Chicago Labor Day murders. Labor Day murders. Yo, we're about to get really into this shit right now. We talked about that.
And this is just for this one weekend, right?
Yup.
One weekend.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, we about to go in. Look, hold on. It's fair use.
Wow, we're on Verizon now.
Because of One Unlimited for iPhone. It comes with Apple One. That's Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and iCloud Plus.
All included on the network you want to be on.
Get One Unlimited for iPhone and get iPhone 14 Pro on us when you pre-order. Verizon.
Where there was no holiday for gun violence this weekend in Philadelphia. Police are investigating more than 20 shootings that took place since Friday throughout the city. In all, 33 people were shot. 10 of the victims died, including a young man who was gunned down this afternoon in Olney. Action News reporter Sharifa Jackson live from Philadelphia Police Headquarters with more. Sharifa.
Yeah, Rick, it was a busy weekend for first responders, for these police officers responding to all of these shooting scenes all across the city. Now, we know that this violence not only impacts the victims, their families, but the people who live here who have constantly watched this crime worsen.
The crime and the violence is getting worse everywhere. Philly, though, seems, to be a little over the top.
Deneen Hughes moved away from Philadelphia for 30 years, but the pandemic and family brought her home and back to the same block she lived as a child.
I never thought about what I would be moving into because I knew what I moved away from. It was good.
She's watched the crime escalate the past 3 days. Her King Sessing neighborhood, the scene of 3 shootings, 1 fatal. That person, one of the dozens of victims of gunfire over the holiday weekend, including 6 people shot overnight in the city's Hunting Park section early this morning. Philadelphia police say a man and woman did not survive. Other victims include a 19-year-old shot and killed in the drive-thru of a chicken restaurant and a man hit by a stray bullet while stopped at a red light Sunday.
I'm scared to come out my home. We all are. When I come out, I have to look around. I'm noticing, like, if you hear loud noise, you start getting scared. Who wants to live like that?
But Sister Talia Taylor says she will remain on the front lines. The president of City of Dreams Coalition, a nonprofit dedicated to fighting violence. Well, they plan to go door to door this month.
I think if we lose hope, then it's over. It's over.
And Hughes is focused on 1 block at a time, getting active and participating in outreach through her sorority. She says now is not the time to get discouraged.
I do have hope that things can get better, but some things have to happen. Hope is not an end result, right? Hope is not an action plan.
And that homicide count in Philadelphia now 368. Authorities are still looking for many of the suspects in these cases. If you have any information, they want
Yeah, a lot of them getting away with that too, man. And it's a lot of people who getting away with murder. Yeah, 368.
Homicide count 368. And the year ain't even halfway through, bro.
I know, man. It's crazy. Crazy.
So what's out there in Philly? Gangs? What?
No gangs. Muslims. The Muslims are gangs in Philly. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
The Muslims are the gangs in Philly.
Now I remember reading about some of the I'm Muslim, but I remember reading about some of them
FOIs.
Yeah, some they was really gangster with it. So when you said that, made me reflect.
FOI at one time. Before he gave me knowledge himself, my father was a minister at FOI for years. He was a minister in the Temple 7 in Harlem, the Temple 25 in North New Jersey, and the Temple in Philly.
Okay.
In the 70s. So my father told me a lot of things about that shit. Them niggas was gangsters, but they was real.
No.
They would put like this. The NOI was extorting the Mafia in Philly and New Jersey and New York. The Mafia was scared of the Nation of Islam, bro.
The Italian mob?
Hell yeah. They was shook in the Nation of Islam. They was making the Nation of Islam making the Mafia pay protection fees.
See, here's the thing. what I don't respect is using religion. But if you want to be a gangster, be a gangster. Don't use religion as your basis for creating a gang. When I was locked up, I turned Muslim shortly before I came home. I was in the box. And this is something that I have to note because a lot of people in population, they turn Muslim because they want to be a part of something for protection. I was on 23 lockdown when I turned Muslim, and I turned Muslim strictly because I felt the calling. I didn't need protection. So my thing is, in the street, if you want to push up on people and you want to put together a team, put your team together. But don't put it together under the guise that God is sending me to your store to tell you to pay. It's not happening like that.
Real talk.
But I read about some of them because they do the like how they have the Don Divas and the Fed magazines and the different stories about different cliques and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I read about the brothers. They had a name of the whatever that group was.
The Black Mafia family.
Exactly. Yeah.
Black Mafia family?
Yeah, Black Mafia
BMF?
They the original, the BMF from Atlanta, they the original BMF. Hold up, I'm going to show you right now. Hold up.
Because they had the JBM, the Junior Black Mafia.
Yeah, right, but they was just calling them Black Muslims.
Oh, okay.
Out there. Because the Black Mafia family and the Junior, they wasn't under a religion. They was just homeboys. They like getting money.
But I'm about to share this out right now. Hold on, I'm about to share this out. This shit's crazy, yo.
What if I told you there was another group that was way more violent, and in certain cases went into the mob's territory, and the mob didn't do a thing? The story of the Black Mafia, next on Sit Down Short. The Philadelphia Black Mafia is a name that not a lot of people outside this area know. In fact, a lot of people in this area don't even know them. What if I told you they were involved in some of those notorious crimes the state's ever seen? They employed some of the worst criminals the state has ever seen. The Black Mafia would start in the late 60s, but we have to understand what Philadelphia was in the 60s. Obviously, in the early and mid 60s, Philly was an area of hope, but it was still a racial cauldron. Most northern cities were still rife with racism, including Philadelphia, which was led by an individual called Frank Rizzo. Rizzo was very much racist when it came to the police departments. And there were actually riots in Philadelphia in the 1960s, particularly in 1964. But as Black separatism and Black empowerment started to continue in the 60s, certain groups started to pop up. And we all have heard of the Nation of Islam. And this is something that a lot of Black youths, particularly Black men, would flock to. The Nation of Islam was a group that really purported, Black separatism, Black-owned business, empowering ourselves, Black nationalism. And in Philadelphia, that was done with much zeal. In fact, though, it would create a major criminal element in Philadelphia, and that would be expressed through the mosque that the Nation of Islam operated out of. It was a place called Temple 12, and it was run by an individual called Jeremiah Shabazz. Shabazz was said at many points to be the de facto leader of the newly formed Black Mafia. And what Shabazz did was he created a paramilitary security group inside the Nation of Islam, and he hired multiple people throughout Philadelphia and in the Black communities to serve under him, including the de facto leaders of the Black Mafia, Sam Christian, and his lead enforcer, Ron Harvey. Those are two names that, if you know maniacs that these guys were. Interestingly enough, the Nation of Islam would actually become a hate group by the Southern Poverty Law Center many years later. But during the 60s, Malcolm X actually would end up leaving the nation due to criminal ties. There were a lot of criminal ties in the Black Mafia and in the Nation of Islam, and they both went hand in hand. But when we look at heavy crimes and we look at things that the Black Mafia started to do, they basically started to take over crime in Black Philadelphia. We have to remember that Philadelphia is the leading major city for Islam. Okay, many of the Black communities are filled with Muslim believers, and the nation really used the Black Mafia as a front to really do whatever criminal activity they wanted done. Now, they would obviously thumb their nose and act like it wasn't going on, but it was going on. And Black neighborhoods in Philadelphia would soon be run by the Black Mafia. They were running numbers. They were selling drugs. They were extorting businesses. They were assaulting people. They were doing prostitution. Everything that was done in Black neighborhoods was run by this group. Now, remember, the Black Mafia did not just say, you know what, we're going to keep it to Black neighborhoods. They were going into other neighborhoods as well and saying to businesses, you're going to pass a fucking street tax. And if you don't, we're not only going to hurt you, we're going to light your business on fire, light your employees on fire. And that would actually happen. In 1971, January 4th, we go to 4th and South in South Philadelphia, Dubrow's furniture store. Now, Dubrow's decides they're going to balk on paying a street tax. Not good. Sam Christian sends the leader of the group, Nudie Mims, who ran security for them and was an enforcer as well. He sends multiple Black Mafia members to Dubrow's. They hog tie 28 employees, kill one, and injure multiple. They then light the employees on fire and the store on fire as well. Luckily, the fire department got there before anything awful happened. But this could have been one of the worst crimes in the history of Philadelphia if the fire department doesn't respond so quickly. This is the kind of behavior that the Black Mafia was purporting. Now, remember, during this time, the only people getting any FBI surveillance or any police surveillance was the Italian Mafia. Angelo Bruno, Nicky Scarfo, Philip Testa. And for large parts of the reign of the Black Mafia in Black Philadelphia, there wasn't even talk that they actually existed. How do the Blacks have a mafia? Nobody believed it. But again, the crimes would get more and more notorious. Let's fast forward to Easter of 1972. Remember, Frank Matthews was supplying heroin to pretty much everywhere on the East Coast. One of his main dealers was in Philadelphia, an individual called Tyrone Fat Ty Palmer. Fat Tyrone was a heavy,
he got
heavy
murdered.
heroin
He got murdered in the 70s.
and heavy in a physical standpoint as well. One night, he goes with a couple of his friends down in Atlantic City to the Club Harlem to see Billy Paul perform. At that point, there were 800 people inside of Club Harlem. Fat Ty got into a beef with the Black Mafia over drugs. Black Mafia said, you know what? We're going to set a fucking example. Members of the Black Mafia, including Sam Christian, run into Club Harlem and proceed to shoot and kill Tyrone Palmer. They ended up killing 5 others and injuring over 20. Remember, not one of the 800 people in attendance said a word about the killing.
Hey, yo, I'm going to tell you something. I said this before. I said this in one of my shows before. When that shit happened in Atlantic City, my father was a part of that shit because, you know, the Black Mafia for Philly, they stretched to Jersey, like South Jersey and North New Jersey. All the niggas was together because they was all Muslims. You know why? My father told me about that shit back in the day when I was a kid. And I said it on one of my shows before, you know, before he even said it. The club they was in, Club Harlem, they was in the gambling, showing love, you know what I'm saying? And that Fat Tyrone Palmer, the Muslim got at him because he didn't want to pay that tax. Yo, that's
I
crazy.
stand corrected. Black Mafia. It is. Yeah. I remember reading about this stuff.
Oh yeah.
However, started getting on
Look
the
at the white
radar
boy
of the
talking about it, but I'm
feds
gonna let him
and
talk
the
because
police.
he's saying facts.
Again,
You know what
the
I'm saying?
crimes get more and more disastrous. Keep in mind, during all of this, the Black Mafia is funding legit businesses through all of their things. They were creating grocery stores and bakeries and libraries and schools, and all the money that they were making from illicit proceeds were going into those businesses. They had a school in North Philadelphia called the Sister Clara Muhammad School. It was a center for Islamic studies that was completely funded through illegal drug trade, extortion,
First of all,
and things of that nature.
hold on, let me say something.
Who's going to kick in the front door of a mosque?
First of all, Clara Muhammad schools, they had them in New York, they had them in Philly, they had them in Jersey, all that shit. That shit was about a list of fundings. You get this white boy, he knows shit, but he don't really know shit, you know what I'm saying? But we know as black men, when the sister, you remember Sister Clara Muhammad School that was in Harlem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fort.
No.
You don't remember Sister Clara Muhammad School in Harlem?
No.
They had one in Harlem. They had one in Philly. They had one in Jersey. It's the Muslim school. It's the Muslim school for the FOI kids.
They had one in Jersey?
Yeah, they had one in Jersey. They had one in North. They had schools all through the country, yo, for the FOI. For the Nation of Islam, yeah. The one in Harlem was over there. I'm going to tell you, hold on 1 second. It was right over there by the School of Allah. Okay. They had like a section that was for the kids, to teach the kids knowledge itself.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't remember 100% force, but yo, you from Bronx, right?
Yeah, but I was in prison most of my life.
Oh, yeah, true. My bad, bro. My bad. I'm talking about back when we was kids, though, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know anything. I heard about the nation probably when I was like 14.
Okay.
But I didn't know of the whereabouts or where they was located or anything.
Oh, nah?
No.
So you never knew about Temple Number 7 in Harlem?
I heard about that when I was locked up.
Oh, damn. Okay, bro. My bad, bro. Because, my father was guy who told me about this shit. So I knew that shit from back when I was a kid. So let me ask you a question. You know Mecca Audio?
No.
You know Unique?
No.
He's supposed to be Harlem, biggest kingpin.
I mean, I know who he is because I know some of his family, but I don't know him. Like him I can't call him. I can call his cousin, but I can't call him. I don't know him. He don't know me.
Nah, I know him. My father gave him knowledge himself.
Okay.
He was locked up in Jersey. He's from Jersey originally. Edgewater, Teaneck area.
There used to be a spot called a rink in Teaneck we used to go to.
The rink, the skate rink?
A skating rink?
Yeah.
So we used to go, I don't know Jersey like that.
You never came to Twin City?
No.
That was the biggest skating rink in New Jersey. Twin City was in Elizabeth. It was on Elizabeth and North, the biggest skating rink in New Jersey. All the gangsters went there with all their jewelry.
So what years was this? Because when we was going to the rink, this was 88.
For real, bro. That was crazy. Yo, on the one in Jersey was 86, 87, 88, 89, all that.
Okay,
90. So they shut down like 91, 92. It was too much beef, it was a lot of beef there at the time, you know what I'm saying? So they shut that shit down for a minute.
Yeah, The 90s. The 90s was loud.
90s live as hell. The 80s and 90s, 80s and early 90s live as hell, yo. I think that was the best time, the best music, the best everything, yo.
Real. That's true.
80s and 90s. Chicken choke, no joke, yo. I love that song, bro. What's behind, bro? That should be killing, yo, man. Hold on, let me put my boy Johnnie Bunting song again for y'all, yo. I love that song, yo. Where's
Yeah, but one thing about like these people that talks about the crimes from like a police point of view, the outside looking in, they're never gonna have everything because they wasn't there. They're going by information that they was given from whoever, and even snitches don't know everything, you know. So they'll give it from their perspective of this event or that event, and then they'll take it and then they'll try to put it together like a puzzle. But somebody who knows and be like, well, you're missing something. You're missing this or you're missing that.
Yeah, facts.
So we'll never get it all from this white man who's trying to talk about the black mafia. Like we know you wasn't a part of it.
He definitely was a part of it, bro. But hold up, yo, for all y'all, for everybody's attendance, let's hear my boy. I love this song, yo. This the ether right here. This the ether right here, yo.
Eden will stand up.
Stand up.
BX stand up. Mount Vernon stand up.
Look at my Gucci song, because it's about that time.
The end of days. The end of days. What time is it? Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time for mighty fucking force to ignite the rhyme. I heard you was out there snitching on crimes, and when I catch you choke, your ass is mine. Choke, no joke, jiggy choke, no joke. You went to Brooklyn, got your jiggy jaw broke. The homies called you up and asked you who they want to shoot. You said, nah, dog, file a lawsuit. Although I can't label you a snitch for doing that. You's a certified bitch and a rat.
Bitch ass bitch.
Check your mama's bottle, it's about that time for my fucking force to ignite the rhyme. I know you was out there snitching on crimes, and when I catch you choke, your ass is mine. Eden Wall PJs 1989. You couldn't get no money.
So choke no joke, huh?
And dimes and round up your building, so you came to me.
Choke
I
no
put your
joke.
funky ass on to get some cheese.
Get him. Get him. Bitch ass bitch.
What part of the motherfucking game allows G's to testify and keep a thorough name? You went to the grand jury and showed up at trial. Pointed me out in open court like snitching wasn't style. You's a fucking rat. You's a fucking rat. Rat. You's a rat because you testified, and if I squash your rodent ass, that be pesticide. Fucking rat.
Yo, yeah, I had to play that shit, yo, bro. I'm saying I gotta push this shit, man. Whatever, man. Yo, I don't know what my viewers are. They probably are clubbing tonight because they not here, yo. I usually have
they at
people
the club,
in the chat.
bro.
They in the club, bro.
And you came on later, so
they
Come
party.
on later. I usually come on, yeah. I still don't like that shit. You niggas ain't loyal.
Yeah, they got notifications, right? They notify when you on, like, oh.
You remember last time we did this show? That shit was live, yo. I haven't seen.
It was like what? How much? 500?
Huh?
500?
Yeah.
Like 500 people in there.
Yeah, the last time we had 500 people in the live last time at one time.
I remember it was like 1,400. Remember that joint? It was like 1,400 people.
2,600 live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I caught.
You did catch that shit because you came in. Like, damn, God, you got 2,600 alive. You text me and shit. I'm like, yeah.
Hold up. I did text you. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
But you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
Damn.
Johnnie Bunting Jr., aka Force, we building his page like we building your page, bro. We doing all that shit, man. We get that shit popping so everybody can come through and show love, man. Yo, bro, we famous. We heard famous at least, bro. We heard famous at least. Yo, bro, tell them about your about 25,000, 25 ways.
25 ways to make 25K. Basically, in that song, I said I got 25 ways to make 25K. And one of my people, one of the viewers, they said, because they know I talk about business stuff. They was like, well, you need to tell me 25 ways to make 25K. And that made sense.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of ways to make money. There are.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, I didn't grow up with neither one of you, but because of our common upbringing, most of us are brought up the same way.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is we played some type of sports.
Yeah.
We dabbled with some music, because usually if you go back into your own life, you could probably say, okay, well, listen, either the football field or the basketball court or both. Some play baseball. I played baseball, soccer, football. I played like almost all these sports, but the most common ones was basketball and football. And when if you can remember the people who were there in the basketball court and the football field, you'll probably be like, okay, some of them went to jail. Some of them sold some drugs. You know, it might not have went to jail for drugs, but some people went to jail for whatever. Some people sold drugs. Some people probably tried to make a record or two.
Yeah.
Like, or because back in the like early 80s, we had our little like rap groups, crews.
Yeah.
It's before the gangs. So they might not have actually cut no wax, but it was rhyming. And
yeah,
you know, fast forward, some actually did, like how you say Will Smith was in Philly. He was on a basketball court. Next thing you know, he's on TV, he's rhyming. And then somebody who he probably played basketball against is probably doing life. So we take different paths, but a lot of us start off on the same street. And we just make different turns. And so I'm like, okay, well, if people can relate to me because we came from the same place and I went to prison. So it's easy to say, oh, listen, man, if this dude can make something happen, he done been gone for decades. Why can't I? If I've been sitting out here for all these years, just barely making it, and this guy has a couple of ideas, why not give him an ear? Like, listen, take, you know, what's there to lose? Right. So what I've learned is that I'm gonna do it right now on my phone, just to be able to, anybody listening can see what I pull up. I'm gonna put in a search for businesses for sale. It'll say franchise opportunities. It's www.franchiseopportunities.com. This is one of them that I was telling you about, www.businessbroker.net. www.bizbuysell.com. That's buying a house. us.businessforsale.com and www.bizquest.com. These are just a few.
Yeah.
Now, here's the real deal of it. Baby boomers. Baby boomers are a group of individuals that were born in a certain time frame.
What
My
time frame?
father is a baby boomer.
Hold on. What time frame the baby was born in?
I'm a search so I could give you a definitive answer. But my father, okay, Wikipedia. Demographic. The generation is often defined as people born from 1946 to 1964.
Yeah, my father too. Yeah, true.
So my father actually is before that. He's 1945. But a lot of these people in this era, they are retiring and they're moving on to greener pastures. Now, lucky for some of us is that these people either don't have nobody to leave their business to, or they don't want to leave it to nobody. Like, meaning they don't feel that they're worthy to take over. So they want to sell their business, cash out, and move on. Now, because of this, some of them are willing to sell it cheap just to cash out. And some are willing to do what is called owner financing, meaning I'm the owner of the business. You want to sell it. Say I want 80,000. You don't have 80,000. All right. Well, like you will finance a car. Give me a down payment, and then we'll structure a payment plan. Of course, it's going to be contracted. So it's going to be on paper saying this is our deal. You're going to pay me this right now, and then you're going to pay me per month. Now, here's the great thing about owner financing. If I own a business and I'm willing to finance it to you, it should be noted that I am confident enough that the business is going to make enough money for you to pay me. So if you are buying a business and the owner is willing to finance it because he knows that it makes enough money, that should be at least a little bit of support in your way of seeing it as, okay, well, if he knows that it's making money for him to pay me, then I shouldn't have no problem making the payments. I just have to come up with the down payment. And then from then on, the business is going to pay for itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if the business is already making money, then I put up the down payment. Now the business is making money and I'm paying him or her out of the money that the business is making. And then I'm keeping money for myself.
Yeah,
now, there's a phrase called due diligence. Due diligence is basically saying for you to do your homework. So if you're trying to buy a business, you say, okay, well, listen, I want to see the finances. If they are renting from somewhere, you want to know how much they're paying rent. You want to know how much the utilities are. If they have staff, you want to know how much they're paying them. So you want to know what the expenses are. And you also want to know what's coming in. What type of money are you generating? And if they keep their books, you want to see the books. All right, this is what's being made. This is what's being spent. And then you can see what your profit margins are. Then you can see, well, is it worth me paying their asking price? Is it worth me buying it all? Or because, sometimes you look at it and say, it's worth me buying, but not at that price. You got to come down a little. And then you make it happen. Now, I'm telling this to you and your viewers because it's a possibility that I could
our viewers.
Yeah, our viewers. I could be of some assistance in helping you to get funds to do this. I could be of some assistance in helping you if your credit isn't right. I could be of some assistance helping you build your credit. If your credit is good enough, you can get it. Like, put you in a position, I can help you find a business. They have I've seen, and this is just me giving you overall, not saying that these are businesses that you want, but gas stations, barbershops, beauty salons, laundromats, and dry cleaners, because laundromat and dry cleaners are different. Some of them do both. There's other restaurants of different sorts. And if you don't do these things, then you would put in a search for the particular business that you're interested in, and then you go from there. But these are the things that I saw. I went looking for vending machines and potato chip routes. And so that's what I was chiefly looking for. But I also did a dollar sign, like, okay, businesses for sale under 50K. You can, whatever your budget is or whatever you're trying to get a loan for, you put that businesses for sale under 30K. And then you see what's available. And some of these things, these businesses, you'd be surprised at, because their owners are just trying to get in. I was looking to purchase, because one of my businesses do cleaning. I do cleaning. I was washing cars. I was doing yards and interior cleaning. So I was looking to buy a business that has contracts cleaning offices. Now I found one, but upon the due diligence, that's where I was like, hold on. They wanted 100,000, and they said they make around 300 a year. That sounds great. Now I say, okay, well, how many buildings do you have under contract? They said they was doing 12 buildings. 12 buildings sounds great. Now, what are the terms of your contract? Because I don't want to pay you 100,000 and then I come in to clean, and now the 12 buildings don't want me cleaning them. They said we don't have contracts. It's just verbal. Game over. Because if you only have a verbal agreement, you don't have nothing written. Who's to say I don't give you 100,000? You create a new company, and then go to these 12 buildings, and next thing you know, now they're working with you because I don't have a contract with them. Now you got 100,000 from me, and you still got your same clients. No. And I'm not saying they would have tried to do that, but you don't want to put yourself in a position to find out and get got. So that due diligence is very important. You want to see where those numbers at. How do you come up with this number that you want me to pay? It has to be worth it. If you're making 300 a year and you want 100, that's worth it. But not at those. I need contracts. I need some builders. Even if he would have said, all right, I have 8 of them under contract for a few years, and there's 4 of them that was a handshake deal, I would have been like, okay, well, listen, I got the 8. Now I got to talk to the 4 and see if I could get them on paper.
Yeah.
If they don't, I got the 8. It's still something to work with. But you got a bunch of buildings and nothing on paper? Nah, no, sorry. You have any questions?
Yo, Cashapp, you got a question, yo? Because you know that business shit. Cashapp, he do homes.
He does what?
Buy and flip.
You flip homes?
Buy and flip, yeah.
I could be of some assistance with that. I have some contacts that's what they lend money for the buy and flip.
Or the buy and flip. Oh, that's what's up.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best. I think the best businesses to get into right now. You know what I'm saying? If people who can learn that business, man, it'll do you well, man.
Do you actually do any of the work?
Yeah, I do both.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes it cheaper if you know how to do the work.
Yeah, you do make it a lot cheaper. In fact, I got friends. I got a lot of friends who do stuff too. So they always give me a good price for things. So yeah, man. I'm actually about to start with another buddy of mine out Camden. He wants to get into it. He knows how to build a house from the ground up. So me and him gonna get together, try to do something. But yeah, man. I've been doing it for a while.
I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I wanted to get into, but I'm not really a builder. I'm a cleaner. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, I just got a patio done in the back and the deck, but my patio has the stones, so I sealed it and shined it. I could have had them do it. I would have had to pay them more, but I'm like, why have you do something that I can do? I'm just gonna pay with sweat equity, but I'm not gonna pay cash. And as far as doing building a house, I could do certain little things. Like I can and this is stuff that I've done around my house. Put the toilet seats, the new toilet seats that slow down, bidets, I could put that stuff, the flappers, stuff like that inside the toilets. I'm learning these things, and I'm learning about floors. Like if you buy a house and the floors are workable, but you need to bring them back like wood floors, I could stain, polish, sand. I could do stuff like that, and I can knock it down. Like if you want to take a wall, I can do that. But if you want to build it up,
demolish.
You gotta call somebody else.
I feel you.
But I want to do the show tonight because I was late tonight. I was ripping and running and shit, and I apologize to my viewers. But next Friday we're gonna do this shit at 7:00 p.m. and we're gonna have all the views that we had the last time. You know what I mean?
All good.
Yeah, everybody out partying.
Now, it bothers me though because I'm like, I show so many people love. I put so many people on it, and to have 10, 20 people in the live chat, that's some bullshit, yo.
Yeah.
It's what it is, though.
I'm used to that. So to me, it's a full house.
But to me, it's not a full house because I'm used to having hundreds of, you know what I'm saying? It's
hundreds.
It is what it is, though. But Force, I appreciate you coming up. Oh, Cross Your Heart, my boy Cross Your Heart Clothing in here right now. Hold up. Oh.
Peace, King. Peace.
Peace.
Salute to all y'all black men. Salute to the kings. Salute to the kings.
What up, bro?
Everybody is self-employed in some form of way. Cross Your Heart, he got his own clothing line.
Say what now?
Hold up. Matter of fact, I think I got your t-shirt right here, bro.
Oh, do you? Yeah, man. Follow me. It's called crossyourheart.com. You know what I'm saying? This is some of my merch, but I got stuff for women, kids. You know what I'm saying? I sponsor some athletes, a couple of little battle rappers and things of that nature. But yeah, man, it's getting big. And I was going to get with you too, King. I'm about to drop my first little dry run of my podcast I'm about to do. It's called The Plug. So, I've been working on that too at the same time. So that's going to come out too. So it'll be a blessing if you can bless that stage too for me.
Oh, I definitely do that, bro. I got, I already got you already. I already got you. Look at the going across, bro. I got you the bottom, bro.
My nigga. Already. So I caught the tail end of what was going on. If y'all can just enlighten me a little bit so I can stay up with y'all, brothers.
Well, the last of what we was talking about is basically how one can buy a business that's already getting money and finance it from the owner, where you could just put a down payment on it and make money from the business, so the business can pay for itself, and you could be doing you.
Yeah, you spoke on that too, on your situation and how you did and was able, the last time we was on here, so that's pretty interesting. I also found on a couple of things too, like in certain areas, a lot of people don't know that in this area, and I've been looking, that I don't know about other places, but here, like in the South, is that if you obtain maintenance on a whether it be condemned or whatever it is, property, for up to 60 days and you pay the taxes, you become the rightful owner. And I'm in the South right now, and I just found this out. This mind blowing. So it's crazy that they saying if you keep an upkeep of any property, that means if I go down there and I'm in a neighborhood and I see that and I do the upkeep on it for 60 months and I pay the taxes, man, I know some people are buying houses because of the property tax wasn't paid, and they have up to 3 years for $200. Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
And yeah, man, I just didn't know. So, that's for everybody, man. Look at, what it is that if there's a house that's been condemned and you want to maintain that house, whether it be, 60 days or 90 days or whatever. But I know that there's a law where you be able to obtain it because the people have so long to reclaim that or pay back that taxes. If not, that becomes yours. So these are, and I piggyback off of what you said about the business thing of finding businesses that are already operable and just invest in them to get that return or flip, or however, like you said you did, where, again, salute to you, be able to obtain that Bentley that I saw.
It's a lot of us already have some business savvy. We just been operating on the opposite side of the law with it.
That's a fact.
You already have the drive. So just move it to the proper side, and that's it. You clothing. A lot of us are fashion trendsetters anyway.
Right.
Might as well do it with your own brand.
No, and you're right, and that's what I've been doing because, like you said, on the opposite side, like when my little brother used to tell me, he's like, man, people don't respect people that's in the streets trapping because you really are your own CEO. You're your brand, and you branch off and you hire employees, and you're doing the same thing. It's just on a different spectrum. Which again, that's why a lot of times, the other side get upset because you're able to make these moves and you don't need anybody. That's why I think a lot of times in the other cultures they get upset because there's no need for them really. If we're able to be self-sufficient, there's no need for them.
And you're right, but just look at it like this. You can have someone who, and I'm not saying any names because this can apply to all of us sitting right here or none of us.
Correct.
But you have someone that could have been a drug kingpin or a gang lord and been telling people what to do, making these things happen, and now take them out of that and put them in a business mode, and they lost. Like, you just do the same thing you was doing, but just do it here.
That's right. That's right. And I call it doing it and being able to go to sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? I always tell everybody it's that perfect sleep. When you finally know when you really then cleared out the game, when you finally get that sleep and you don't have to worry about every noise or being a light sleeper. And that's always been my thing until I changed the game. And I'm like, man, I sleep good. I don't think about that no more versus, having that where, man, I wonder if somebody gonna run in my house or somebody gonna give me this call where my money got fucked up. And you know the game. I'm gonna say allegedly what they show on TV.
Right.
Yeah, let's say that.
Or even like the police pull up behind you. Your heart. I don't The
Yeah,
police
that's
behind
tough.
me. Only thing I got to worry about whether I was just speeding. Like
That's real tough.
That's it. Other than that, if I'm not speeding, I ain't all right. Police, so what?
And to me, that's more of a part of that PTSD, man, that we don't really speak on, because that's almost like if you was in the war and you automatically are, you know what I'm saying, you're programmed to go, whatever that could be. But it's like it's really, you know, for us as men and our coaches, it's a PTSD. I don't care what nobody says.
You're 100% right. I know it because I lived it. So I you know,
Right.
you're right. We're so used to them messing with us that you see them, it's like, and we have to get over it. Get over it. Now, you know, it took me some years, but I'm over it. I'm even to the point where I can actually look, like, make eye contact and be like,
yeah, like almost like I wish you would. Like, I'm at, where you like, like you, I wish you would. Almost like, yeah, pull me over. Matter of fact, we look at the logic part. Let's get his badge number. Let's report him. Let's build his file. Because what we always do, because think about it, a lot of times when we get pulled over, the police say, well, let me run and see if you have any warrants, and I'll let you go. Because they're automatically gambling, statistically, at least 50% if they pull us over, that we got something on us.
Right.
And that's where our stereotype and our fight every day when we leave. Like, I was just with my guy and I left, and he said, yeah, man, be careful. And we speak, you know, it's like the book I was telling my homeboy, the book of secrets, the laws of attraction. A lot of times we speak that because we're so used to it. And I was talking to this one guy that I was talking to my son, and I was saying, hey, man, my youngest, and I was like, man, you got to be good and got to be careful, because you never know, this, and this might happen to you. And man, the last thing I want is somebody to hurt you and for you to go to jail, right? So I get off the phone, and the guy is staring at me, different culture, staring at me. He says, and he respect me. He said, man, it hurt my heart to hear you say that. And I said, why? He said, me growing up, I never said that. He said, I never heard that. So when I see police, I'm not afraid. He said, but when you're telling a child that, why would you not think their first reaction is to be in fear? He said, so there's certain words that we say in our culture. We think about it growing up. Why is that a fear, man? Don't be driving. I don't want to see you go to jail. You're going to mess around. Somebody going to kill you if you do this. Like, think about it's the worst. And in most cultures, that's the reason why we say, damn, how is them white folks able to talk to them like that? And he told me the reason why is because we're not taught to be afraid of them. What are they? They didn't do nothing to us.
Right.
And then here's the thing. They said, we pay taxes. So why would we be afraid of something that works for us? See, so it's a lot of those division and separations, because at the end of the day, a lot of us don't pay taxes. So again, we don't have a voice. And I be telling everybody, man, you got to change it up, because the more and more they're getting strategic and they're getting more tactical. But at the end of the day, we can't blame anybody, because we have no one in these positions to account or even speak for us.
You're right.
Yeah, so, you know, and that's why I tell everybody, man, that's where, as men like ourselves, and like you say, when you're giving good game about ownership, and hey, man, they do the same thing to us. And I was just talking to my guy about Kanye West, same thing. He wants to sit there and say 68% of the ownership revenue brought in was from him. And now he says, hey, they're going behind my back. Well, he don't realize you brought that idea to somebody who didn't self-identify with us, and they knew they could make money. What do you expect the end result to be?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they say, if you keep doing the same thing, looking for different results, that's insanity.
Yep.
So, and he did it with Louis Vuitton, Nike, and now Adidas.
See, but here's the thing. Our black people spend a lot of money as consumers.
Correct.
You don't get respect as a consumer.
Come on. I like that.
You get respect as being the one with the establishment.
I like that.
You want to change policy. you have to be in a position where they're catering to you. They're not catering to no consumer.
I like that. I like that. That's deep. That's real deep.
I want to
And
get Black Wall Street.
No,
Black
but I
Wall
think that's
Street.
what I think that's where we go wrong is we don't hear that enough. And again, we only, and I tell people, we've got to the point now, we worship liabilities. We don't worship nothing that has asset. And they know that. Isn't that amazing? Like you said, we bring in more revenue, but when it comes to assets, we don't own. They own majority percentage, but the liability, we own majority of liabilities, but we don't own majority of asset.
Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. I love the Jordan 11s. I love these shits.
Yes.
I would have size 17 of these shits.
Damn.
You know how much this cost me to buy?
How much?
These right here was $460.
Wow.
Dang.
460. I was gonna buy the LeVar Balls. You know what I'm saying? The Ball brothers. I was gonna buy them.
Yeah.
This nigga was selling his sneakers. They're not even Jordans for $800 a pop.
Right. I saw that.
Paying $800 for some sneakers that the soles fall off.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yo,
you're right.
You just hit on what my actual next point was going to be. When I was a kid and getting money, and you look underneath my bed, guess what you see?
What's that?
A whole bunch of sneakers.
Sneakers.
I was spending my money on sneakers, jewelry, clothes, this, that, and the third. My father actually came to me and told me, listen, you think about buying a house? Like a house? Why? I'm gonna get a car. He's like, you can't sleep in the car. I said, yes, you can. He's like, but that's the way we were trained. Just like you said, liabilities. You want to get sneakers, you want to get this. It's nothing against, we're grown men now. If you want to have some sneakers, by all means, you can afford it. But we can't look at attaining a bunch of property. That's what that is. And I don't mean property as in land. I'm just talking about things.
Almost like frivolous hoarding. You just frivolously just buying shit. It's almost like, and we all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I say, man, I buy the stuff that I wasn't accustomed to being able to have. But instead, the question I should have been asking myself is, it probably was best that I didn't have it because I didn't need it then. But then that's where I go wrong, trying to fulfill some shit that because I didn't. I always say it's self within anyway. Because then when I started, like me, I'm a sneakerhead and I got a bunch of sneakers. But then what happens is, and King know, if you got a bunch of sneakers, you don't end up wearing them anyway because you start finding yourself worshiping the actual shoe instead of wearing the shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to get dirty. I mean, I don't do that now. I'm with sneakers anyway, but I'll get something like, I like watches, I like jewelry, I like cars. So
correct.
The things that I like just so happen to have a hefty price tag on them. So
correct.
I don't have to have a whole bunch of them just to have spent a lot of money. But correct. I do acknowledge that at the end of the day, you have to be making some money, man, in order to be able to have some of these things that we like that cost money. You have to be making them. Other than that, what are you going to be going to the sneaker man? Like, yo, you take these Jordans. How much you give me for this?
Right.
Take some jewelry, yo. Listen, what do you give me for this? Like, no.
And here's the thing, and everybody knowing, you see a lot of the sneaker heads, the ones that got these massive sneakers. At the end of the day, like even myself, because again, when you look at it, the perception, right? Perception is, oh my God, they bigger than life, they there. But then the reality and logic says it's rubber and leather. How much value can you put on rubber and leather? So then what happens is we put ourselves into believing something. It's almost like it's another form of Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. It's a belief thing. You're only going to pay what you think is worth, right? So after a while, the majority start saying it ain't worth that. And then you lose the value of it. And that's why I say the liability where we think that we're gaining something, right? Like the slick stuff. But the whole time I get upset because then we all guilty of it. We say, hey, they won't give, think about it. They won't give us nothing. They won't pass a bill. They won't. We never say, man, such and such, whoever from our culture says such and such is not held accountable. When you keep saying they, it becomes a Santa Claus thing. It's not real. Or like the man. Well, who is the man? Well, you know the man. And then they say, what man? The white man. Well, that logically, it's almost like a belief system that you have created when you don't have an end result. Anything that has anything with logic has a resolution to it. And I think that's why we become stagnant, because we don't want to accept the fact that I told somebody the other day, they said, yeah, man, you know, it's this, and you know, and they don't want to do this, and they don't want to give us this. I said, okay, can I help you some? He said, yeah. I said, so you're saying it's the white man? He said, yeah. So when you walk out of this shop, my guy's shop, when you walk out here, do you look on the ground and pick up the paper on the floor on the ground and put it in the trash can? So if you can't do that first step, and that's within yourself, start cleaning up just the shit. Because when you go in a nice neighborhoods like you or like myself, when you go in here, ain't no trash on the ground. It ain't the fact that you can't put it on there. It's the fact that when they see it, they're going to pick it up because it's an eyesore. So it's almost like I tell people, it's like the hoarding syndrome. It's like you see that person that got the nice clothes on, but in the TV show, when you walk in their house, you're like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's like us. We can go out of town and we can drive nice cars and rentals and spend $1,000, but then we go back to the hood and we can't even clean up the neck. We'll let that house next door to us run all the way down instead of at least just sending somebody over there to cut the grass. That's where our responsibility, especially as men, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's our responsibility. Because if we do it, then the other kids, like when we grew up, when you saw your granddaddy do something, your granddaddy never asked you to do it. You wanted to go do that. Because you saw a man actually doing something and did, you know, my granddad used to tell me, I'm never going to ask you to do something I wouldn't do myself. So you can't ask these young kids to stop killing, to stop tearing up the neighborhood when the old nigga right next to him is in the nice cars, but shit, he don't live there. When he ride through there, he don't even want to pull out. He don't even want to come. He don't want to stop at the gas station because he more afraid. But then why he don't stop and pick up some shit? At least if he pulled us over and stop and pick up it. But then we say, man, these little young kids, man, they ain't got no respect. Why? I always tell people, why you think they ain't got no respect? It's like when you at your house and you don't clean up your house, your mama don't clean up, you're never going to respect a woman because in your mind, you're going to think that all women are like that. So that's where I say the accountability has to start, because I get tired of hearing people say, man, we need to work on our community. And I ask them, how much paper did you pick up today? And they say, what do you mean? I know if you roll through the hood, you see it every day. How much paper did you pick up? Well, I ain't pick up none. Then we can't even start there then. We got to start somewhere. It's somewhere where some of these young folks got to see us doing something that they ain't normally see us do. If they seen us drive nice cars, they want nice cars. If they seen us rap, they want to rap. If they see us play ball, but they ain't never seen us clean up.
Right.
I mean, let's keep it real. They ain't never seen us. And in our neighbor or our neighborhood or our area, what we do, we put a fence around it. We keep that area. Our house is secure, but it's nice on the inside. But at the same time, 2 houses down, they trapping out of that house. And the young kids, the only thing they see is what? Cars, jewelry, like you said. But they don't see nobody picking up. They just see the money. They see the bling. They don't see that, hey man, you're destroying this community when all you got to do is just start picking up. And if you start picking up the paper, then now we can say, hey man, we picked the paper up. Why don't y'all guys, imagine if you went through a neighborhood and you saw a bunch of kids picking up a bunch of empty section, right? A lot. You stop and be like, man, what are y'all guys doing, man? You know what? We're tired of not doing nothing. We just want to clean up. The first thing you're going to do is like, what do I need to do to help? Sometimes it's not the words, it's the action. That's all. It's just that with these young kids, they go off action. Hell, they say drop a addy. Everything is action, instant. So we got to show them in real time. You can't be telling them some shit and the action ain't right then and there. Because they're not picking it up.
Bro, I'm old as hell too. Bro, hey, bro, I'm old as hell too. I tell niggas to drop addy. Drop your addy, nigga. I'm pull
See?
up. I'm old when I do that.
Yeah, just quick. Yeah, quick and instant.
There's a disconnect because I used to live in Mount Vernon, and at one point I was trying to buy a couple of buildings from the city because I went to City Hall, did the tax thing, but I was coming like every week, checking on it. And I was coming there so much that the people at City Hall knew me. When I come, you know, you got to come in, you got to sign at the desk at the police be like, Mr. Bunting, I ain't got to sign. He know who I am. I've been here every week. And what I'm saying is that when we have these people who are representatives of the city, if they know who you are, it's easier for them to hear you, to have a voice. Like and this is no bull. I have the mayor of Mount Vernon's number. The current mayor, I have her number. She has my number. And I'm not saying I can call and create policy. I don't even live there no more. But but the point is, when you're able to communicate with someone, it's almost like a friendship. Like, okay, well, listen, if I ask you to do this, or if you tell me this, I won't just think it's just you giving me some cat. You're really trying to tell me what you're going to do. And when I ask you for something, to do something for the community, I expect that our exchange will be meaningful.
Right.
But if you walk upon somebody, like somebody's running, like somebody gave me something yesterday where I live, they're running for something. And first thing I asked, I was like, do you live here? Like, because, you know, I don't live in a gated community, but it's almost like, boom. And so she like, well, I live just outside, like down the block. I said, all right, so you're from the neighborhood. Boom. All right, cool. I'll accept your thing because she's running for something. So it's like, okay, if you're running for something and you live down the block, then you want my vote. Then if something's going on, I'm coming to your house. Like I want to talk. Don't come to me just for votes. And then, you know, if you want to affect change, you have to want to be a part of the process all in. Don't come and ask me just to vote and then you're in and I'm not saying you owe me because for all that's just one vote. But the whole point is if you're saying you're representing the community and I'm a part of the community.
My won't count.
Right, but I don't. It doesn't make you in debt to me because of my one vote. But at the same time, you came to me. I don't know you from a hole in the wall, and if you're really going to affect change in the community, then if I have a request for you to look into something, it's not just for me; it's for the whole community.
So, in other words, like that way, I like how you said that when the person approached you. First thing you asked was, you know, basically, where are you located? Are you for the community or are you in the community? Those type, I think, us using those type of conversations where, again, in our culture, it's a feel-good thing. It's like, oh, you represent that party, I'm gonna fuck with you. When in the same time, but a lot of them don't even live in that neighborhood.
Right.
So I think that's where, again, that's what I'm saying. It's certain things that a lot of people don't look at it, but you look at it because, again, that's a different, it's a different demographics, right? Different neighborhoods. So then there's more that are required. And that's why I'm saying where we should have that same requirements. If somebody walk up handing something out, you don't say, hey, well, you know, instead of saying, what are you, Republican or Democrat? It's like, do you live here? And, what are you here to do? Right. And let's hold them accountable, because at the end of the day, our vote does count. But if we only making it count because we want everybody to like us, it's like social media. You want the likes just because you want to have a conversation. At the end of the day, what is the purpose of that person? Because I always tell people, to me, people that run for campaigns is the biggest players. They the biggest car sellers, the biggest pimps. They get on there for that whole run. You don't see nothing they do. They tell you what they're going to do. People give them money to tell you what they're going to do. And then they get in there for 4 years, and then you hope they do that. Like, that's the biggest game I've ever seen in my life. You don't know if they're going to do it. You don't know if they're telling the truth. You just want them, and they are so good, they make you believe. And for 4 years, people will argue that you said you were going to do something, and they don't know if you're going to do it. They don't know you.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So, again, I just think that we got to stop depending on somebody else making our decisions for our culture that we don't identify. And like you say, if somebody walks up, whether it even be not from our culture, the fact that, hey, where do you live in? Why are you trying to do this? And not just say, hey, I'm coming in here, and they go in there and they shake hands, and they come in there and they use the R&B artist or rap artist to make you feel good. And at the end of the day, we still don't get nothing. So, that's just, that's my thing. I just think that, like you said, we got to ask those simple questions.
All right, I got to end this because I got to get ready to run out of here. But Johnnie Bunting Jr., my nigga Force, Cross Yard Entertainment, closing all that. Yo, we doing what we do. Next Friday, 7 p.m. Tonight was late because I was running late, yo. I apologize to everybody.
I have to say one thing real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
FragranceByLilia.com.
All right.
Online store named after my mother and daughter. Lilia is my mother's name.
Yo, put it in the link. Put it in the link. I'll pin it.
Yeah.
Fragrance. Put it in what?
Type it into the channel.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, and follow me, man. Follow me. Yeah, put it right there in the live chat or in the private chat. You can ping it, but yeah, follow me on crossyard.com on Instagram. I got a podcast. It's about to drop. You'll see it on my Instagram coming soon. I'm waiting on my first one. I'm just tweaking some stuff. Hopefully by Saturday it'll be up and going. But it's called The Plug. Start subscribing.
I'm still waiting for my t-shirts.
Man, I'm gonna talk to you I will talk to you offline about that, man.
I know.
I got something. I got you already know. I got
blast, bro. I'm putting you on blast. That's all.
You already know. I already know. I got you. That ain't nothing. You already know that. Trust me. You already know that. And I respect and appreciate everything you do, man. And respect your chat, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, share the content, man, because it's real game, it's real stuff, real black men giving out real instructions and that y'all need to listen to. So again,
let me tell you something, Force. Even though we got a lot of people to chat, we still gonna have over 1,000 views by tomorrow.
Yeah,
I already know.
Check it out.
I already know.
They rock with the God.
I already know.
You know, on them days we had like 20, 30 people in the chat, and next thing you know, like 4 hours later, we got like 1,500 views.
You already know. You already know. I know how you rock.
Yeah, man. But yo, I appreciate everybody for coming up. Force next Friday at 7 p.m. I'm gonna set up early. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
I'm gonna set up. I'm that Thursday. I'm gonna put it up there. Let them know for Saturday, for Friday. You know what I mean?
All right.
So where you got that Orange Juice Jones going?
Huh?
That Orange Juice Jones. Where you got that going?
I'm still waiting for him to call me back.
All right. Yeah.
I sent him my number. He has my number. I sent him my number. I'm waiting for Orange Juice Jones to call me back, Mr. Force.
The real Orange Juice Jones walking
around. Orange Juice Jones, man.
Walking in the rain.
Yo, I ain't going front, man. He's one of the dudes from back in the days when I first started getting money. He had a video.
Yes.
And it's called Spending My Money.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It was more like a mini movie because they wasn't really singing nothing.
Hey man, you know what? If
was
anybody
fly as
wants to say
hell.
that was a true baller, he was balling.
Yeah, he was fly as hell.
Yo, Orange Juice Jones a fly, smooth motherfucker. Even White Man Can't Jump. This guy was fly. He was like, he was letting that chick like this, yeah. She was rubbing his feet. I'm like, God, this nigga cell playing.
And you forgot in Juice when he told your boy Samuel Jackson, man, she had that snappy nappy dugout. He said that snappy nappy dugout. Yeah, everybody know about that snappy nappy dugout.
Oh, Juice, yeah, Juice.
Yeah, he was in Juice. He was in the arcade. Samuel Jackson was in. He said, man, she had that snappy nappy dugout. He said, what? Yeah, man. That's one of my boys right there.
And I want everybody to know, Jersey and New York, we rock with each other, yo.
Of course.
Yo, niggas talk about, niggas from Jersey like niggas from New York. New York niggas like niggas from Jersey. Know why we don't like each other? We the fucking same. You got your brother and you act just alike.
Yeah.
Y'all don't like each other. That's the same thing with Jersey and New York.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, facts. But I'm telling you something. With Jersey and New York, we in the feds together. We rock with each other.
Come on, man. It don't matter.
Am I lying, Force?
Yeah, they definitely deep, the East Coast.
We rock with each other. Everybody else come under Jersey and New York. Connecticut, Philly, all of them, they come under us in the feds.
Hey, you see that Johnny? You see that Johnny before he left? He had to bring the bully out. You see how he brought the bully out right there?
Who? What happened? What's up, bro?
I said, you know what you're doing? I said, yeah, after all that, he's like, yeah, we still rock better than that. That's that bully coming out.
No, we bully the bullies, man. It's BTBTV. We bully the bullies.
Exactly.
And Junior, he BTBTV. Cross Yard Entertainment. We BTBTV. We rock together, bruh. If I fuck with you, I fuck with Chris Tucker, Chris New Jersey, BTBTV.
College football.
Already.
Yo, I salute y'all, brothers, for coming through. I thank y'all. We'll do this next Friday at 7 p.m.
All right, salute.
All right. Salute.
Yeah.
Yo.